Okay, so in this video, let's discuss Bonkbot. This is one of the best kind of sniping bots for Solana. Completely free to use, very, very useful. So when I'm doing Solana trades, I pretty much always use this particular bot. Now, Bonkbot has a few bots. And the reason for that is just so you always kind of have a backup one in case you wanted to use that, in case with one, the transaction isn't going through. But again, we're not going to lose sleep over that. Basically, the one I'm using is called Bonkbot Sonic. It's add Sonic and then space Bonkbot. So this is the one if you want to use the same one. Or you can go to the website and Twitter and pick some of the other ones as well. It's completely fine to use. So you click start to use it. Very easy. Now here it's telling me I've got a current balance, no open positions. So that's what it will show for you, but very likely it will show that you have no balance. So it will show you how you can add Solana to it. And it's perfectly safe to do. I've been using this for a long time now. And what you want to do in terms of sending money, very easy. If you're using Phantom, for example, the Phantom wallet, you send Solana. And when it says recipient address, you put the wallet address from here into that transaction and then send some. So start with sending 1 sol or 2 sol or even less, just so you're happy that it's actually come through. And then you can refresh the Bonkbot here because it only takes seconds, maximum a minute for everything to come through. And then we can have a look at the settings. But basically here, you can see they have buy, sell and manage, refer friends, settings, refresh, etc. It's mainly wallet and settings we want to look at. So let's click on some of these buttons and get everything set up. So if you click on wallet, first of all, nothing special happens. It just gives the address of your wallet and the balance. But also it gives you an option there to deposit SOL, withdraw a certain amount. So you can withdraw it all or a certain amount. So these are kind of the native settings it has already, the default settings. And these are fine. There's nothing you need to do with these at all. So anytime, you make good profits and you're up and your balance is 20 SOL and you want to send 10 back to your Phantom wallet and then put it into a centralized exchange or what have you, you can withdraw XSOL. So click on withdraw XSOL and then just type in the amount in the chat. Just type in 10 and then click enter and then it will go through and then check in your Phantom wallet or whatever you're using that you actually received the SOL. That's it. Very easy. So that's wallet. Now let's click on settings. Okay, so in settings, it's giving you some information about it, but don't worry, I will explain everything anyway. And here, as we scroll further down, we're just going to go through it one by one. Just to make things kind of easy so you understand each and every setting, because the default one you'll see is very different from this, and I've changed around a lot of these buttons because I find it a lot easier for me. But after trading for a while, you may want to adjust it as you go along. It depends on your trading style, the position sizes you're trading, etc. Okay, so first of all, auto buy, never mess about with that. You don't want to be automatically buying collections, especially as a beginner or even a medium experienced trader. So don't mess with that. So that's all disabled. Now, button configurations. You see something different in terms of left and right. It might be 1 SOL and then 5 or something like that. I've set it as 1 or 2. And the reason for that is nowadays, in terms of position sizes, notice that, I've been trading for a while. I still don't want my buttons to be showing crazy amounts because as I showed you in previous videos, you want to average into a position anyway. You want to take your time into a position. So if I've got good confidence, I'll put 2 or just 1. And because these tends to be the most common, this is why they're on the buttons. But remember, when you're actually placing a trade, it gives you an X option where you just type in the amount of SOL you want, whether it's 0.4, 4.4, whatever you want. So it makes it very easy to understand from that point of view. Sell buttons, I've kept it as 25 and 50 because a lot of the time, even when I'm selling, again, I want to do it slowly. I don't want to suddenly sell all of my position and then have problems with slippage. And then sometimes I want to sell some profits along the way as we're going up. So I might want to sell 25% and then another 25, another 25. Just realize that if you do 4 25s in a row, that doesn't take your position to 0. So just remember that as well. It's 25% off the amount remaining. So just have a little think about that. But so at the end, when you've got only a little bit left, you want to click sell all, basically, which is very different. So you want to sell 100%. So you could set this up as 25% on the left and 100 on the right, or 50 on the left and 100 on the right. Because then the right one, as soon as you click 100%, it doesn't matter what position you have, it'll just immediately sell. The way I've got it set up, you're messing about a little bit more where you click the X and then you have to type in 100. Again, I'll show you that in just a minute, so don't worry for now. Slippage I've set as 3%. you could adjust this a little bit if you want to. The problem is when you're doing wave one and there's very little liquidity and a lot of volatility, you can't have this too low because your transaction just won't go through. And if you're trying to make anywhere between 50% to 200% per trade, 3% you don't care about. Like, you're happy to give up 3%. Otherwise, literally your transaction just won't go through. So it's up to you how you want to set this up. I sometimes adjust it, but I keep it around anywhere from 2% to 4% mark. And then the max price impact, I keep at 7. If I keep this lower at 3 or 4, that's fine too. But this is the absolute maximum. What it's asking you is, look, if price went 7% more or less than what you think you're buying it for, are you still happy for it to go through? And the thing is, if you keep this at 4, you'll get an immediate alert when you're trying to do a transaction that says, actually, the maximum price impact is 5.69. Are you happy with that? And then by the time you're messing about clicking buttons and confirming things, the moment has passed. So if you keep it at 7, generally it will go through without asking you all of these questions. So 7 or 8% there. MEV Protect. You can click on this and change the settings, but generally I've got it on Protect, and I've got this one on Turbo below. There is another option called Secure. And again, it's just trying to protect your transactions. But the thing is, if you have it as secure, your transaction goes so slowly, you can't be a sniper trader and trade wave one. It just takes forever to do the trade. And also a lot of the time, again, it doesn't go through. You don't want that. So I keep this at turbo and I keep transaction as priority. To change any of these, you just keep clicking on them. So if you click on turbo here, for example, you can see it's changed to secure. But let me click it on again and it's changed back to turbo and it's confirmed it below. Transaction priority, very high. And even this one, you can set to medium, you can set to high or very high. I want it as very high because I need these trades to go through. When I'm selling a position, I need it to kind of sell, not mess about. When I'm buying a position and I'm buying a really nice dip, I want it to get on with it. I don't mind if I overpay 10%, because if I miss that trade and price starts pumping, I might end up paying double. I don't want that. And I'm going to show you on that on a chart in just a moment as well. And that's it. And then when you're done with all of those settings, you can click on close. Now this one, this is basically your priority setting for sell. Now, for some reason, this is dropped to default, which is low. I like to keep this a little bit higher. So we're going to actually move this up because it's too low at the moment. So it's 0.001. Let's move this to 0.01 and then click enter. And you can see that priority fees actually gone up. You can make it even more than that. It's just, as long as the kind of transactions are going through, I'm not kind of that bothered. And still the fee is ridiculously low, and that's the good thing about Solana. The fees are generally very low. So what we're going to do next is we're going to practice with this, and we're going to start placing some trades live. I'm literally going to do it live with you. We're going to do a bit of live trading. No idea how it's going to go. Might make money, might lose a little bit of money. Who knows? Let's have a go and then see using the bot itself when we actually place trades. Thanks for listening. Hello everyone, in this video, it's a very short video. It's just something I forgot to mention in the previous one. So when it comes to using Bonkbot, this is the chat that I use. Everything works really well as per the previous video. One thing that got annoying after a while was when I wanted to go back to just check my wallet balance, or when I wanted to go check on settings, which is usually you have to scroll right to the top, I would have literally millions and millions of chats open in between. So it'd take forever to scroll all the way back. So a quick tip is, once you've set everything up, it doesn't lose the settings. So all you do is, once you've traded for a whole evening, or you've just done a few trades and you want to just refresh it, go to the top here, click the three dots here and click on clear chat history. So click on that, click clear, and then it resets it. So now when you click start, all the settings, everything will be the same, but it can start afresh. And you can literally copy and paste a new collection here and get started trading. But the good thing is the wallet button is right there. The setting button is right there nearby in case you just want to check your balance, you want to change anything, etc. So a short tip there that will really save you a lot of time. Thanks. So hopefully now, if you've decided to use Bonkbot, you're more accustomed to the features and exactly how it works. But in this video, I'm going to give you a few more advanced tips when it comes to using Bonkbot, and mainly just covering some of the other features that you may need to use at some point. First of all, on the page, so I've just copied a random collection into here. This one today was trending a little bit and it's called Yellow Pepe. So I copied it into here, and sometimes on a new collection, as I've shown you, Deck Screener doesn't have all of the socials. So you have to go to Bird Eye and things like that. This is actually faster to actually copy it into Bonkbot, believe it or not, and then click on this Bird Eye button and then it will open in your browser tab. That's sometimes a quicker way to actually do it. Next thing, when you're on your wallet, so if you want to go to your wallet, for example, you just do /wallet like that, or you'll see it at the top in settings anyway, and then click enter. I've shown you before how to kind of deposit Sol, but just note here as well, if you wanted to withdraw to another Phantom wallet and then take it obviously to Central Exchange or directly, you can click on withdraw here as well. Always test small amounts first. That goes for any cryptocurrency, any transfers, just to make sure it's working and you get what you expect on the other side. But there's another button here. You see where it says export private key. So if you ever wanted to, obviously we're in a bot right now on Telegram. If you ever wanted to transfer this back to Phantom on your Chrome extension, so what you could do is you could actually import a new wallet and you will take this private key and then it shifts it onto Chrome. So if you wanted to do that, or whichever browser you're using, you could do it that way. All you need to do there is click on export private key and that should just work easily for you. Next step, I'm back in this particular collection and let's just say, well, let me just buy some for argument's sake. So let's say I'm buying XSOL. So just put, let's say 0.1. So but we'll buy a tiny amount right now and this is live. Now, the other thing is, if you're ever in two positions, sometimes you can get a little bit lost on Bonkbot because you're trying to sell one position. You're like, where the hell is the other one? So you're refreshing the page and you can't find it. So for example, for this one, I'm refreshing it and I can see at the top, I'm, a few percent down at the moment. Nearly break even now. And let's say if I wanted to sell it, but let's say I was in another position as well, I can actually click previous and next and I can scroll through whichever position. When you find position you want, you can just click the button. So let's say I want to sell now, I can go ahead and sell. I've got the settings here, but if you ever need to quickly get back to settings, you can just / type in settings here and then it should pop up there and then you can click on that too. Another tip, when you're getting more comfortable, you can change the buttons. So you can see here, I have them a little bit different every time we kind of discuss, we have a tutorial and I show you Bonkbot. So sometimes it's 1 and 2 Sol. Sometimes I might have it 2 and 5 if I know there's a big collection coming up or I'm a little bit more confident. The sell button, sometimes I change as well. I don't really mess with everything else. But another tip for you is if you're struggling and you've had a few bad trades, just remember as well, the market could just be going through a general dip anyway. So just generally, or you're getting a lot more down trades on meme coins than up trades on any given day. You must slow down your trading. So one good way to do that is these buy buttons. If you're using Bonkbot, reduce it right down. So change the left button to 0.2 and the right button to 0.4 or even lower. Whatever your normal is, cut it by half. That way, if you're still trading and getting back on your feet and just trying to find your way again, you don't spend too much soul or waste too much money in the learning process. You don't want to do that. The worst thing that happens, I discuss it in my psychology videos here on the training program, is you get into this revenge trading where you suddenly start doubling your position. This is a quick way that people lose all their money when it comes to meme coins. So don't be that person. Don't get into that. If you're struggling, you've had 3 or 4 trades that haven't gone your way in a row, even if it's just bad luck sometimes, suddenly there's some selling that you weren't expecting on the collection, reduce your position size right down. Thanks for listening. In this quick video, I'm going to show you what you should do if you're having problems with one of your bots when it comes to trading. So for example, Bonkbot was having some issues today, and the issue was the market cap wasn't accurately displaying and some of the transactions were a little bit slower. Now, a lot of these bots, including Bonkbot, have many backup bots ready to go in case the main one is having issue, for example. And all you do is you come onto here, regardless of whether you're in a position or not, because the backup bots, they can use your same wallet. Luckily, they just connect naturally. So all you do is you type in here /bots, click enter. And you can see here all of the backup ones. Usually I use the Sonic one, but they're all the same. And if the Sonic one is giving some trouble, you can use the McQueen one or the Neo one. So you just click on any of these. For example, let's just click on the Monza Bonkbot, for example. So I've clicked on here and then you just click start as normal. And basically at the top, it just gives you your own wallet details and you're up and running. And I've just copied and pasted GameStop into here and I'm off and running and I can buy, sell, but it's my exact same wallet, same balance, same everything. Even if you have a position already in the other wallet, you can come here and then click sell and it will release your position and it will move a lot more quickly. So you can absolutely do this at any time. It's kind of ready to go on any of the bots. So just please take a note of this if you ever run into any difficulty with the main bot, as can sometimes happen. These are technical things. They don't always work 100% of the time perfectly. But if you're in an important position and you've got a big position, you need to be aware of this so you can move quickly. So anytime you see one of the bots lagging, switch to one of the other Bonkbots by just typing in /bots and just choosing one of the other ones. The other thing you can do, by the way, is you can check their Twitter. So let me just see if I can show you that. So I'm here on Twitter and you can see they actually put that on here. So they actually put an update. So if you're seeing an update, this is where I saw it today. A short-term fix to the market cap display issue. Alternative Bonkbots. Just type bots in the bot to bring up the links. So you can quickly check on here to see if they are having any kind of issue at the moment. That's it for this one. Thanks for listening. In this video, I discussed one of my favorite bots. And it's a bot that quickly summarizes information about a collection. This is very useful when you open up a brand new collection, for example, on Deck Screener, and you just want to do a few quick checks because this just summarizes everything nicely. It's a lot faster than having to delve into the contract and try and learn how to check different things there. And it's called Soul Scanner, but the Soul is spelled S-O-U-L. So when you search for this yourself on Telegram, this is what you should see. And this is the username, Soul Scanner bot. So that's what you should see. So when you start this one, just to start it, all you have to do is click / and start. But then when you're copying and pasting addresses afterwards, you don't really need to even do the / start. And let's just do one now. So I'm just going to take a random one from Deck Screener right now. So usual thing again, you just come here on Deck Screener and then you copy. This is just a random one that looks like it's not gone anywhere or rugged for whatever reason. But we're not worried about that right now. We're just going to see how we would check this. So we would click the copy button here, then go back onto the bot, and then we would literally just paste it there. That's it. Click enter, and that's your information. So we'll just wait for it to open now. And generally, it's very, very quick. So literally 2-3 seconds, barely. And it's got the contract there in case you want to copy it. Very high individual holder, high deployer token holding, mint authority, LP status. And that's the summary. So what are the main things I'm looking for here? I'm looking for mint authority disabled because if it's still enabled, it means this particular person can mint more of their token. So what does that mean for you? I mean, well, let's say it was 1 billion tokens and you bought some and then they suddenly mint 9 billion more and then they come and try and sell these tokens. Well, obviously it's going to destroy the price of the collection. So disable is good. They've not burned any liquidity. If you go through my liquidity pool with videos, you'll understand that. That needs to be burnt ideally. So they can't just suddenly take out all of the liquidity and withdraw it from the collection. That's already a red flag. And another red flag here is that there was one holder or a couple of holders holding way too much of the collection. Very possible that the creator of this collection, the dev behind it, put all of the tokens or most of them into 1 or 2 wallets and then only left the final 10 or 20% for everybody to trade on Deck Screener, which is fine. You'll see the price kind of go up and stuff like that. But then suddenly you realize, oh, look, they've got 60% more tokens and then they suddenly sell them all in one big go. So these are the things to worry about. In fact, let's just have a quick look at the collection just to show you how useful this is. This was the collection we saw, and you can see here people, I mean, this was from hours ago. We see people desperately trying to get out, and you can see a remove button here. So it's possible they pull the liquidity more than likely. The other thing you might see here sometimes is suddenly the collection fails and you see a massive red candle down because suddenly somebody's sold like 500 million tokens of 1 billion token collection because of exactly what I just showed you. Somebody, that's the other way they rug. They had so much in one wallet of the tokens and they suddenly just sold them all, which they shouldn't have. Even if they were marketing, they should just have 5 or 10% held back in a wallet. But again, the scanner will show you that. Very, very useful. So let's go into brand new pairs. And as I've shown you before, if you want to get the absolute newest ones, which are the most dangerous as well, of course, but if you wanted to, so let's click on Hawk here. Just launched literally seconds ago, already not doing great. So it launched about 2 minutes ago, but let's see what's going on here. So click on copy and then go back onto here and then just paste it. Wait 2-3 seconds and you can see because it's very quick, you can do sniping types of trades as long as you check everything quickly. Mint authority enabled, already a red flag. You can see the sirens. So they can easily mint more of their token. Don't know about LP, that's okay, it's not the end of the world. We can keep an eye on that. I don't have to have this completely green and normal. It's more the other things that I can pick up immediately from the contract, like mint authority and whether one holder's holding everything. Like there's a high holder here holding 79%. That's not a good thing. So that's what the type of thing you want to keep an eye on. And this, in terms of market cap, it launched, it got to like $1,800 and now it's kind of failed. And if you just have a quick look at the transactions here as well, you can see the transactions are otherwise normal. So probably the high holder has just been selling the token down and it's been running back down. But there's more red flags with this one as well anyway, regardless of how the project is from here, which very likely we're going to get a flashing sign here saying the project has very low liquidity, more than likely. So that's how this works. So let's go on to another one. Let's do one that's been trading for a while, that has some sort of decent liquidity. So this is now going back 20 minutes. Let's look for another Sol one. So this is, no, they're all, none of them looking great, to be fair. Because I keep looking at liquidity and we see less than one. They've already rugged or failed pretty fast. This one's doing okay. This is called Poodle. And this one, you can see there's no green sign. Liquidity is not locked. And this got to a market cap of 60 and is now back down at 17. So massively sold off. But again, we don't know exactly what's going on within that few seconds, but this will give us a little bit of an idea because it'll give us a quick review. Disabled, good. LP, 0% burnt, so that's a red flag. It's got the siren there, so we just have to be careful about that. Holders, not really any issue there, so that's good. There's not one wallet holding 80% of the token. The top 10 hold 19%. That's kind of normal in a collection. There's a few people who have slightly bigger bags. Nothing else wrong with that. So it's just the LP we're concerned about and nothing else. So now we can have a look back. And like I said, it's a liquidity, so they could pull the liquidity, but this could update at any time. So they might be in the process of burning it now, so we can keep an eye on that. And the fastest place again is the bot that will tell you that. And if we think it's worth it, if it gets locked and stuff like that, because there's good liquidity in here, we might even consider buying the dip here and trying to do a trade. But again, we've got no socials. We ideally want more information about it. Want to search for it on Twitter, see if there's any more information on Bird Eye, usual stuff. Hope that helps. Thanks for listening. In this video, I'm going to go through yet another bot that is very, very useful and one that you can use. The good thing about this bot is you can use it on multiple blockchains, including Solana and Ethereum. And it also gives you a few extra bits of information, especially for Ethereum launches. Now, recently we've had a new type of Ethereum contract. It's called ERC-404. Don't worry if you don't know what it is. It's not essential that you trade it. It's very, very new. But if you are already into NFTs and ERC20 coins and you want to learn more, then obviously you can research it online, but you can use this same bot to do quick checks to make sure the new pair that you're looking at, and it's an ERC-404, that is not any kind of rogue or scam. So it's the same kind of process we use. So let me share with you the bot, and then we're going to test it with a couple of new launches to see how it goes. It's called the TTF bot, and the username is TTF bot. So you can search for it on Telegram, free to use, very, very useful. So once you on it, you just click the start button and it's literally the same process as the other bots. All you're doing is you're just copying in the contract address. So let's try it with one right now. So I think I had just chose a brand new collection. It just launched and I'd copied and pasted it in before, but let me just copy it again. You see it's very quick, it comes back. So this is likely a scam collection, but let's just go through it so we can learn from it. Hold on Day Life, it's called. And you can see here, it's mintable. And where it says mint, it says yes next to it. So that's one red flag. Liquidity is not burnt. Otherwise, you see a burn sign here rather than a cross. So that's the next red flag. And then when you scroll down here, you get the normal links like Bird Eye, Deck Screener, and obviously other ones as well. There are other places you can trade. For example, Photon Hyperspeed is another one, which can allow fast transactions. You've got the website, Telegram, Twitter on here as well. And then as we're going down, we've got the holders here. So top 10 holders are holding 85%, so very, very high amount. So that's a bit of a concern, obviously. And then if there's any airdrops and team wallets, I usually ignore because it's usually the holders, because basically the dev would usually move the tokens, as I've explained in other videos, to some of the largest holders. So you have to be very, very careful with that. So this is for a Solana one. Now we're going to try an ERC404 token. So let's search for one. This collection is called Defrogs, and it's a popular new collection on this brand new type of contract address. So we're just going to copy the contract, and this is an Ethereum one, so it's /WETH. And then all we're going to do, exactly the same thing, we're just going to paste it into here. And usually it's instant with the report. And when we look through the report here, we'll see it says suspicious code. But we're not going to worry about that because the bot is probably not picking up that this is a brand new type of contract. And because it's not been a tested contract, it's right to say it's suspicious code. We know, though, it's a brand new type of contract. Hopefully, it will be passed through Ethereum's normal channel soon and accepted. Here they say there's no signs of any honeypot, so that's good. So that's one sign, it's not any kind of scam. And then we go further here, what do we see? And remember, this is ETH, so everything's going to look a little bit different. But we've got LP locked. And it says 178 days, so 6 months. So that's a good sign. So even if they were doing anything with liquidity, they couldn't do it for a very, very long time. Also, the tax is 0% across the board. So that's really, really good to see. As we scroll further down, we've got general information about the collection, like the all-time high and stuff like that. We don't need to worry about that. They haven't burnt any tokens, which is fine. Don't need to worry about that. It's got the holders and then the top 10, and then it's clean from here too. There's no airdrops, and team wallets, like I said, I usually ignore. So very, very useful. So you can use these for all of the Ethereum ones as well, to check those collections. The next one here, we're just going to check with WAVAX as well. So AVAX or Avalanche, and this is one called Enigma 404. And when you look at the right here, and you see Go Plus Security, and you haven't looked through, you can see it's already says buy tax, sell tax, 0%, that's good. Tax modifiable, no. So they can't change the tax. They can't suddenly make it 90%, good. Ownership renounced, that's really good. So most of the checks for the AVAX ones, you can actually do here a lot of the time, as long as it's been a little short while since launch. And no signs of honeypot, as they say here, although this particular one's not always reliable on Dex Screener. But anyway, we've got the information here. But we can also see the information on here because I did the same thing. I just copied and pasted the contract address. And you see at the top, no honeypot. This you can sometimes ignore. It doesn't tend to be accurate. Owner renounced. Yes, they did give everything up, so that's good. And you can see how long the LP is locked for, 161 days on Pink Sale, which is a website where you can lock liquidity. And you can see, again, it's more of a 6-month thing, so plenty of time. So it's very safe to buy. I mean, we're going to be holding the positions for like minutes to hours, max days anyway. Note there's a slight sell tax of 0.6%. I don't know if that's still there because it's showing a 0%, so there may be some inaccuracy there, or they may, on Dex Screener, they may just round it to 0. So you have to be a little bit careful with that. But again, it's not the end of the world. If they have a very low tax, it doesn't mean it's a scam in any way. So otherwise, it looks like a very safe collection. They're just confirming it. They've not burnt. Top 10 holders only have a smaller amount, so that looks good too. And airdrops, it just says coming soon. So they must have picked that up from the contract or somewhere. So like I said, these are automated reports. They're not all going to be absolutely perfect, but they're very, very useful early on because they quickly screen through these collections. And if there's any massive red flag, it will automatically alert here as well. So this one, TTF bot, is a really good one to have or use as a backup as well for Solana. Thanks for listening. In this video, I'm going to show you another bot I use, and it's called the Dev Selling Bot. I use it less than Soul Scanner, but sometimes when I want to have a look, more out of curiosity sometimes, to be honest with you, what this one shows you is when a new collection is launching, a new meme coin, it will show you the original wallet, the creator wallet or dev wallet. It will show you what they've done with any tokens they have. Like I showed you on the liquidity videos, they might hold back 10-15% for marketing, but sometimes they'll hold a ridiculous amount. Sometimes they'll hold 15, 20%, maybe even 50 or 60%. So you can see what they've done with those tokens and the wallets they have them in. They usually move them into a few different wallets. But then this is useful because you want to know, are they still holding those tokens or have they sold? Sometimes if they've sold, it's sometimes a good thing in a pumping collection because it means nobody can suddenly dump on the market anymore. They've already done that. And if the price is still good, then we can move forward from that. However, at other times, if they haven't, you need to be a little bit careful because they could do that at any time. Or if they've sold already, it might mean that they'll give up on the collection. And how it works is you just come to Telegram and find this bot. It's called Dev Selling Bot Scans. It's got 16,000 subscribers, so you'll know it's the right one if you see 16 or 70,000 subscribers. And basically, when you come here, you'll click on it automatically is updating with all new collections. So as we're scrolling through, we can get the wallet address from Dex Screener, for example, or you can just take it from here if you want to see previous ones. So for example, this one, WNS, let's just copy it. So automatically copies, click on the search bar. And then after you click on the search bar, you just copy and paste the address and it shows you all of the recent readings. So you can click on, let's click on one of the older ones. And you can see here, 11 wallets holding 10%. So they transfer tokens. So these are WNS tokens to all of these wallets. As you can see, some of them, they've actually sold Solana already. And you can see total, how many they've sold. Sometimes they use those wallets to buy as well. So you can see some buys as well. So it gives you a much better idea of what's going on and how much they still might be holding. So let's have a look at a more recent one for this same collection. You can see here, they've sold a little bit more, but now the wallets are just holding 4%. So they're slowly selling out of their positions for the team. These you can call it team wallets or creator wallets or whatever you want to call. So this can be useful sometimes. So it's sometimes good to have a glance. More collections that have well established in wave 1, or even you're looking for a wave 2 or wave 3 trade, just to see if the team is still involved and what the situation might be there. Sometimes, weirdly, in Telegram, there are a few other sharp people as well. They may even share a screenshot from this bot in Telegram. And you might see it and you might be wondering, what is that? Where did they get that from? Well, basically, it's here from this Dev Selling Bot Scan. Very, very useful. Thanks for listening. In this video, I discuss Telegram when it comes to meme coin Telegram group chats. Basically, Telegram's kind of a manic place. If you're kind of new to Telegram, the best way I can describe it is kind of an in-between of Discord and WhatsApp, something like that. Those of you who are very experienced with Discord will know, especially for NFTs, Discord was massive. That's where you can create many different channels. There could be all types of posts. People could be adding images, links, posting alpha, for example, on there. All sorts of stuff. And you could install all different types of bots and things as well. So in terms of functionality, it was really, really good. Very powerful, but sometimes very slow. It had loads of other problems, a lot of security concerns and risks as well. Good thing about Telegram is all of the messages are encrypted and it's generally a much safer platform. And it's kind of quick and easy too. So like I said, it's in between WhatsApp and Discord. What I have here is a random chat I jumped into, and this is a meme coin that's been trending today, and this is called Trump with hat. And basically the reason this is trending, many reasons, but one is Trump is probably starting the path now for re-election, and at the same time dog with hat was trending, so they're using the hat from there and they're kind of joining a lot of different trends together. That's what a lot of these meme coins do, and it tends to work if they do it well and they have some good marketing. And basically what you're seeing in here is just, it's just hilarious rubbish most of the time. Nothing really useful or interesting, but it gives you an idea of the engagement. And it sometimes gives you some information about marketing of the coin. Not a lot of the time, but sometimes. And you can quickly kind of glance at where the price is and where the kind of sentiment is of the group. Because every time, all of these groups now, what they do is they have these buy bots. And basically what those are is if somebody's buying, like the purchases you see on Dex Screener, what they'll do is they'll set up a bot so it automatically posts somebody buying. So you can see here, somebody bought for $17. They bought this much TWIF, which is basically the ticker for this particular meme coin, and then the market cap at the moment is 385,000, and they can even put how high or low their position is at the moment. But the market cap's one I just quickly glance at as I'm going through, because I'm just like, is that number going up or down? So let's scroll down, see, the market cap's gone up a little bit. So that means the price is going up basically. So if you did invest then, you would have gone up a bit. So basically that's what the bot is. And in between the bot, people are just posting all kinds of retarded stuff, and that's the banter basically. So they'll post all kinds of memes, pictures of Trump in this particular one. If it's another one about a dog or a cat or something, it'll be different types of memes as well. But they can be a lot of fun as well. They can be a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. So they can be really funny, enjoyable, fun as well. Or they could be kind of depressing when some of these coins are not doing well and going to zero. The stuff people talk about is just, it just makes you want to go into a different chat. Because then you get into these talks about community takeovers. They want to know where everybody's gone. People who are brand new to meme coins are crying in the group because they don't know what happened, etc., etc. I won't go on about that too much. What else is useful here? The main thing that's useful, you see, it's quite a funny meme here. But anyway, the main thing that's useful is pinned messages. So if you click on pinned messages, you'll see updates, hopefully, from the team. So that's one. Let's go Dex Tools. So maybe they registered all of that information on Dex Tools, which again creates a little bit more visibility. Most people register on Dex Screener. That's the big one. Dex Tools is the same. Remember those socials I told you about? Well, you have to pay money to Dex Tools, and then they'll share the socials for your project. Now, in a few days, they may just find them automatically and stuff. But if you want to get them there early, that's what you have to do. Click on pin message again. Then it goes to the previous post about that particular project. Click on it again, and it goes backwards a little bit more. And they might have some other update. Maybe they were just pinning this one because it was a bigger buy. Like 2,500 on a Sol meme coin is a lot more. Most transactions are anywhere from like $5 all the way up to maybe $800-900, something like that. You don't tend to get a lot of very big transactions unless it's a well-established coin that's already have a market cap of like millions, basically. Then you'll get $5,000, $10,000 transactions, as the price generally is more stable and there's less volatility. With these new coins, there's a lot of volatility. Click on pin message again. Again, they're just talking about another decent-ish purchase. And then click on it again, and this is the first one, 10 hours old, and somebody just summarized how many holders there are and volume, etc. Now, if you want to quickly go to the most recent part of the chat, just click on this bottom arrow in the bottom right, scroll down, and you can message something here as well if you want to and get involved, or attach images, do whatever you want. But yeah, that's basically one of the groups. And then if I click on the left here, I'll show you another group. So this is one of the biggest ones. This is dog with hat, basically, and they're called Dog with Coin here because that's the name of their Twitter, and they're massive, and you can see they've got 8,500 members, and it's slower because obviously it's not a brand new group, and obviously you'll just see pictures of dogs with hats more than anything else. They've got the buy bot installed as well, which lets you know, and you can see the market cap there is crazy, $420 million market cap for a meme coin, crazy. So this one got very popular very quickly, and over a period of a month or so, this had basically, in other videos when I talk about the different waves of these moves, this is one of the rare ones that had that third wave, that next push. Usually get 90% of them have that first wave, and then a smaller percent have the second, and very rare for them to have a third wave, which means they really are going to the moon. And this has already gone to the moon, come back a few times, because it's at 420 million in market cap. Same thing here. Go through the pin messages, and it usually releases important information. For example, this is a big deal. They're on KuCoin now. Very big deal. Very bullish for them. Every time these coins get on a new listing again and again and again, very bullish, until they reach a top, which is usually when they're listed on something like Coinbase or Binance, and then the price just crashes. This is normal, and I'll discuss this in another video as well in terms of long-term potential of these actual coins. And that's it. So just click through the pinned messages, have a quick read through, see how engaging it is. Much more important with a brand new coin, just to see if there's any real interest and people are buying and excited. And maybe the creators of the project are discussing some updates and what they're planning to do. That's always good to see as well. Thanks for listening. In this video, I'm going to talk about another tool that I use. And it's actually a website I go to, especially for Solana meme coins. And we can do a lot of the similar checks as you've seen with Soul Scanner. Now, sometimes I use both because the way they present the information is a little bit different. This particular tool will give you a little bit more information as well. Or also, sometimes one of the tools isn't working fully or 100%. So that's where it's useful as well. And the tool is called rugcheck.xyz. So rugcheck.xyz. rugcheck.xyz. So I'm on their website right now. And it's very simple. As soon as you come to the website, all you do is you copy and paste the token address. So let's practice that now. We're going to go into new pairs, and let's say we wanted to go for the ones that are brand new. The ones that I've shown you before tend to have the most scams and rugs because they've literally just launched. So we sort it by age, and we can see brand new ones. So we can literally open these in a new tab, And all I'm doing is same as before, just taking the contract address. Let's go to rugcheck this time, paste it, click enter. So you can see it just launched. These collections have just launched seconds ago. And here in rugcheck, it takes about 10 seconds or so, maybe sometimes 15, no longer than that. Now here you can see similar information. It's got single holder ownership. Now obviously with the bots as well, same thing. So one person is holding too much of a supply. And low liquidity. Well, it's saying low liquidity now because it's probably already rugged. And it actually warns you here. It says if it's already rugged, if it's happened already. And in this particular one, it happened already. This one, let's see how this one is doing. It's still surviving at the moment. So let's click on this one. This might be legitimate as well. We don't know. Click back on home, copy and paste. And let's see what comes up with this one. And in the meantime, sometimes when you're doing 3 in a row, I'll just have this one ready. So all I have to do is just copy, or I can open up another tab of rugcheck and do that as well. Now this one, it says mutable metadata, which doesn't matter too much. This just means that there's some information that can be changed, but it doesn't say mintable. So they can't really mint. Large amount of LP is unlocked. So we'll have a look at that. So there's a locking issue as we're expecting. Low liquidity. That's not that much of an issue because obviously it's a brand new collection. So you see here with this particular one, I would prefer Solana. It will give me a little bit more information. But that's why it's good to have more than one tool in your toolbox as well. So this one's fine at the moment. We don't know if the liquidity will get locked because remember from my videos, they usually do this afterwards. You have to do this after a launch. You then send it to the burn address. So no updates at the moment. But again, we haven't checked on the bots. On the bots, it might already be updated. That's the great thing about those. They're very quick. Let's check this third one. It's COPE, COPE. Click on home again. And let's copy it into here. And then let's click on check. Again, we're looking at the top. Sometimes if it just says rugged, if it's already failed, you'll get that warning. It says LP issue. Again, low liquidity, we're not that concerned about. The other good thing here is it has top holders on the right hand side as well. Sometimes you might get 2 or 3 wallets, obviously with big percentages, which means what they did was they moved a lot of the tokens into these other accounts and then they pushed them into 2, 3 different accounts. However, this time at the top, you can see that's Radium. And Radium is obviously, AMM is obviously the liquidity pool. So that's okay. So we don't mind this 29%. It's all these other ones that could be a concern. I mean, these holdings aren't exactly crazy massive, so I won't be that concerned about that. So this is one we would keep an eye on and see how it goes. But again, I would want to check that liquidity in Solana. And if I need to, I can also go on Dev Selling Bot as well and see if there's any information there about wallets and spread and stuff like that. I wanted to keep an eye on transactions and do all our normal due diligence that I've showed you in the videos. But yeah, rugcheck is another one you can use as well that you can add as a tool in your arsenal. Thanks for listening.